this is Elizabeth. I wanted to make a video about how I meal prep food for a camping trip. My husband and I are going to Niagara Falls this weekend. I am so excited. I have wanted to go to Niagara Falls my whole life, and now that we live in Ohio, it's only like 4 hours away. And we're also camping. We are camping for 2 nights near Lake Ontario. And I've been spending a lot of time planning our food for the trip. I really wanted to plan like more or less healthy meals for the trip. And since we're camping, we have access to a camp stove and a fire. It should be pretty easy to make our own food for the most part. So I will show you what I did, and then maybe I'll make a video later showing how it worked out. Okay, let's go. So the way I started, I listed a meal plan for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday we will have breakfast at home, and that's the day we're leaving. And then lunch, I'm just going to make pre-packed homemade tuna salad, the Capri Sun roaring waters, and some fruit. And then dinner will be hobo dinners. That's just ground beef and vegetables that you wrap in foil and cook on the campfire. Pre-made side salads and some red wine. And then Saturday breakfast is oatmeal, fruit, and hot drinks. Does anyone else love to have hot drinks when you're camping? Even in the summer, I always want to have something warm in the morning. Lunch is chicken Caesar wraps, Capri Sun's roaring waters, and fruit. And then dinner is foil wrapped salmon packets, roast sweet potatoes and butter, salad, and red wine. And I thought on Saturday night we could make grilled chocolate banana boats. So just the banana with dark chocolate chips and set in the fire so that the chocolate melts. I don't know why dark chocolate is not a trigger for me the same way as like s'mores are, so I think that would be okay. And it would be a fun thing to have at night, like around the campfire. And then Sunday, I'm going to make turkey, bacon, egg, and cheddar breakfast sandwiches on English muffins. And for lunch, have chicken Caesar wraps, Capri Sun, roaring waters, and fruit. And then I just listed some very basic snack ideas. Fruit, nuts, or nut butter. I'm going to try to find the nut butter packets, veggie sticks, and Baby Bell cheese. And then down here, I listed out all of the groceries I would need to make the meals up above, and I color-coded it. So blue is for Aldi, and then the green is things I can't find at Aldi that I will get at Walmart. And those are our 2 main grocery stores. And I just listed on another page my salad game, so how I want to pre-pack the salad, like how many containers of salad I need to make. And then I listed everything that will go in the cooler so that I can have it prepared and make sure that, I've got the drinks frozen and ready to go. So I also have my regular grocery shopping lists for the week, one for Aldi, one for Walmart. My coupons, I don't use coupons for food because they tend to be for more processed food, but these are just for some household items, cleaning products, batteries, things like that. And normally on my grocery shopping days, I get Starbucks, but I decided to just bring along my own cappuccino in my Zojirushi thermos. So let's go to the grocery store and get all of the ingredients for the trip. I made it to Aldi. I meant to say this earlier, but I forgot. We probably won't stick to the meal plan I made 100%. We are going to be traveling, and we might stop for a meal at some point, but at least, even if we do, I'll know that all of the other meals that I packed will be like more or less healthy. So I'm feeling really good about the plan I made, and I'm going to go and get groceries now. Okay, so there has been kind of a big change of plans. My husband's flight was supposed to land in Cleveland last night, and it was canceled because of thunderstorms, I guess. So he was put on the next one, that was canceled, then the next one was canceled. He tried renting a car, they're all sold out. So basically he is stranded at the airport, and I am going to drive from Ohio to JFK in New York City to pick him up. I've just packed all of the food. I packed the car for camping all by myself, and I'm about to set out on a 7-hour drive to New York City. So, gosh, wish me luck. I always say I want a more adventurous life, and now I'm getting even more than I asked for. Alright, I'll check in later. Bye. Okay, I am in western Pennsylvania, somewhere outside of Clarion. I'm stopped at a rest area, and I made my own coffee to take with me, but it tasted really bad. I think the almond milk must have been spoiled. So I stopped at the rest area and I got this cafe latte. And it's honestly like really bad coffee. It's kind of gross, but I'm going to try to drink a little bit to keep myself awake because I'm going to be driving till probably 11:30 at night. And I have my cooler here right next to me. This is just a personal cooler for like snacks and drinks, and then in the trunk I have the big cooler with the meat and everything. So in here I just have bananas, an apple, some dark chocolate chips for the evening time, carrot sticks, snap pea crisps, a bunch of grapes, and these Capri Sun roaring waters. I would not call these clean eating, but they are only 30 calories per pouch. I only have them on trips. So in the past, on a trip like this, if I was driving really late and very stressed, I would totally have gotten like all the candy from the vending machines. I was just thinking about it as I was looking at the vending machines. Like, I would have gotten candy, maybe chips, and probably some kind of really sugary coffee, like a frappuccino or like a caramel macchiato. But that would just make me feel like more tired, I think. Then my body would be digesting all of that. So I'm really feeling grateful that I put in the time to prep and pack all of these healthy foods, and I don't have to stop anywhere except maybe Starbucks, because this is not gonna cut it. All right, check in with you later. Bye. So I am in central Pennsylvania. I'm not really sure where, but yeah, somewhere in the middle on Highway I-80. And I'm stopped at another rest area. I finished my really gross, disgusting vending machine coffee. And I am starting to get a little bit tired. I have not found a Starbucks. There has not been one for hundreds of miles, or yeah, something like that. But I resisted the temptation to get a bottled frappuccino from the vending machine, and I'm going to press on. I just had half of the big apple I packed, and like a packet of almond butter and some blueberries. I haven't had like dinner, and I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna have like fruits and vegetables and some cheese as I get hungry and see how it goes. Okay, New York City, here I come! Yay! So I just stopped for gas at a station somewhere in central Pennsylvania. I'm not really sure. It's really beautiful out here. I saw the sunset, and it's very beautiful, like hilly, wooded country. But I was just thinking about how this time last summer we would stop at like gas stations when we were moving and driving around Ohio, and I would get like sweet tarts, like the candy. And somehow, like, even now when I go to a gas station like this, especially on a trip, I think about sweet tarts. Like, that pattern is still like entrenched in my brain, even though I'm totally full of berries and, you know, apples and almond butter, and I don't want candy. But it's, you know, like, just wanting to make a change is not going to make those cravings go away. Like, those habits are really deep in my mind, and I'm gonna have to go over and over again, like stop at a gas station on a trip and not buy candy. Like, I'll have to do that maybe 100 or 1,000 times before those feelings go away, and maybe they never will. But having snacks on this trip has made such a huge difference, because I know I have something else to eat. Like, I don't even want to think about trying to choose healthy options from the gas station right now. That just sounds terrible. I am super tired, and my willpower probably is not great, but having this cooler has just been amazing. Okay, onwards, New York City. So it is 11:15. I'm in New Jersey. It's the first time I've ever been to New Jersey, and it is raining like crazy. I don't know if you can see it out there. It's a nice Sprinter van parked next door to me at the rest area, but it's been a bit scary with the rain and the semis. I'm feeling pretty good. I had another gas station coffee. This one wasn't, not gas station, a rest area coffee. This one wasn't as bad, but I don't know why there's not very many Starbucks in Pennsylvania along I-80. Like, the first one I saw was when I was almost at the New Jersey border, and by then it was too late. Like, they were probably already closed. But yeah, once I got into New Jersey, I saw tons of them, so who knows. But that's okay. I had my 2 coffees and just chugging along. I didn't record any other footage that night, but I did make it to the airport and pick up my husband, and this is us driving across the Niagara River the following day.
Those are the American falls, right?
So pretty. So I just wanted to film a quick recap of our trip to Niagara Falls. It was really fun and extremely eventful. Probably one of the most eventful weekends in my life. My husband's flight into JFK was canceled, like you saw earlier, and every flight that they booked him on kept getting canceled, one after the other. So I ended up driving from Ohio all the way across eastern Ohio, Pennsylvania, what was next? New Jersey and New York to JFK Airport, which is in New York City, to pick him up. And I basically drove all through the night, like evening and night on Friday night. It was about, I think it was supposed to be like 7 hours or 7.5, but it took me a lot longer because I stopped for breaks and stuff. So yeah, Friday was just exhausting, and then I picked him up and we started driving towards Niagara Falls, which is a 6-hour drive from New York City to Niagara Falls, and neither of us was in any condition to drive for 6 hours. So we ended up stopping at a motel, kind of a slightly creepy motel, to be honest, somewhere around Harriman State Park. Not really sure where that is. It's kind of upstate of New York City. And we got there at 3 in the morning. They had a sign that said like open, or vacancy. And yeah, we woke up the poor guy who was working at the front desk, and he did have a room for us. So we just kind of crashed, slept 7 hours, and then Saturday we drove to 4 Mile Creek State Park in New York, which is where we were camping. It's like 20 miles from, 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. So we only ended up camping for one night. I think I did reasonably well, all things considered. Friday, I think I had like 1,200 calories because I had a bunch of coffee at night while I was driving, like the really lousy rest area coffees from the vending machine. And so I didn't have much appetite. I just snacked on like fruit and vegetables and some nut butter as I was driving. And then Saturday I had, I think, 2,100 calories, and my goal is 16. So I went way over Saturday, mainly because I had a huge dinner when we got to the campsite. I had like Funyuns and a bunch of alcohol and other things I don't normally have. I made the chocolate chip banana boats for dessert, which were really good. The salmon came out very well also. It was delicious. And the sweet potatoes were a winner. They're so easy to cook on a campfire. Our fire pit had like a grill over the top. So we just wrapped everything in foil and set it on the grill instead of setting it amongst the coals. And it worked out really well. Like nothing burnt, everything came out really well. It just took a little bit longer. But the sweet potatoes were amazing. And then we made the hobo dinners, like the beef and carrots and onions and potatoes, for lunch the next day. So like we made them on Saturday night and we had them for lunch on Sunday. So yeah, Saturday I went way over. I kind of overdid it at dinner, I think. I had 2,100 calories, and I did track my calories the whole weekend. Not so much that I expected to perfectly hit 1,600 calories while camping and on vacation, but more so because I want to learn about my eating patterns and like the nutrition in different foods, the calories in different foods, and really develop that awareness of what I'm putting into my body. Because up until a couple months ago, I really had no idea. And I'm learning so much from tracking every day. So I just kept it up, but I wasn't like so strict with myself about whether I actually hit 1,600 calories. And then Sunday was the day we actually made it to Niagara Falls. And it was a beautiful day. It was very hot, but just sunny and gorgeous. And of course, the falls were so beautiful. I thought there was just one fall. There's actually three. There's Horseshoe, which is the big one you always see in pictures, and that's kind of on the Canadian side. And then there's American and Bridal Veil, which are like next to each other on the American side. And the one that you can go underneath and kind of like walk up on a platform next to it is Bridal Veil, which is the smallest one. So we got to do that. I think it's called the Cave of the Winds, where you take like an elevator down to kind of beneath the falls and you can walk out on a platform right next to it. That was so fun. And you can actually stand under the waterfall in one place and feel like the water pressure beating down on you. Like they give you ponchos, but we both got completely drenched anyways. Luckily our phones were okay. But it was just amazing. Even though we were tired from all the driving and all the unexpected travel issues, it was so much fun and just gorgeous. And we both really want to go back next summer or maybe the year after and take a full week and like camp at the same park and just really enjoy the area. So Sunday, I did a bit better. I had 1,638 calories, so I just went over by 38. Mainly, well, I had the hobo dinners for lunch, and I just put too much meat in mine. Like, I had 1/3 of a pound of ground beef, and that was definitely too much. Especially cold, like, it really sat like a rock in my stomach. And then I had ice cream before that. I wasn't planning to, but when we first got there early in the afternoon, my husband wanted to have get a hamburger or something. And I just saw the ice cream stand and they had a flavor called like Niagara Tracks, like Niagara Delight, something like that. Like a special Niagara Falls only flavor. And I'm such a sucker for that stuff. Anything that's like special or local, I have to try it. Plus it was super hot, so I got the smallest size. It was still like really huge, but it was fun. I don't regret it. So that and the big lunch kind of pushed me over, and I didn't really eat after that. Like we were gonna get coffee, but I didn't really feel very well after the heat and all that food, and the whole drive home I didn't have anything else to eat. So I had kind of a big breakfast, the ice cream, and then the big lunch, and that was it, 1,638. But like, overall, I think having one day here or there where I go a little bit over is not really gonna make or break, my fitness journey. And it was a special occasion, of course. I really enjoyed having a little bit more flexibility and having some things that I don't normally eat because it was a special weekend. And it was so amazing. But overall, I would say like, even though our plans changed so much over the course of the weekend, and what we ended up doing was very different than I intended because of me driving across the state, well, across, several states to New York City. And between that and only camping for one night, driving in the middle of the night, like everything was a bit awry, I guess. But at least like I had a plan, so I had something to go off of, like some idea of what I was going to eat. And I had healthy snacks for the drive, and I just had some idea, like some kind of game plan. So even though it ended up being altered a lot, and I had the ice cream and some other sweets here and there, or, different things I hadn't planned on, I still didn't go like way off into left field. Like I still more or less ate healthy during the weekend. And I think I felt better because of that than I would have if I had just eaten whatever. I don't think I'm ready to travel and do things without a game plan yet. Maybe someday that will happen, but for now, I just feel so much more secure when I have it planned out, like what I'm going to eat when I go somewhere. So that was my Niagara Falls trip. It was truly an adventure and very eventful. We did not see much of New York City. It was really late when I got in, and it's very expensive and we were very tired. So basically I just drove to the airport, and then my husband switched places with me. Like we put his suitcase in the car, he took the wheel, and we booked it out of New York City. So I did see Niagara Falls and enjoyed it, but we did not have any opportunity to explore New York City. So hopefully that can be another trip. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!